reading Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wise Brown, and she write the words and the pictures is by Mr. Hurd. So let's get started. And don't forget to subscribe and like to my channel and tell me what interesting books you like to read. But today, friends, we have props. We're going to be matching all the props with the book. So we're going to find all the pictures that I have here, and we're going to put it in the pictures in the book. So let's get started with Goodnight Moon. In the great green room, there was a telephone, a red balloon, and a picture of... First, before we turn the page, let's see if we could find the great green room. We're gonna find it over here in the props. And I'm thinking it is... I see a green curtain in the window. So this is the great green room. There was a telephone. Let's see if we could find the telephone. Do you see it? There it is. There was a telephone. And I have my telephone here. Let's just match that there. And a red balloon. I see the red balloon right next to the window. I'm gonna put my red balloon right there. So let's see. And there was a picture of, let's see what there was a picture of, friends. The cow jumping over the moon. Look at the cow right there. Let's see if we could find it over here. The cow jumping over the moon. I see it. Here's it. The cow jumping over the moon. We have a match for that. Go right there. There you go. Perfect. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs. Do we see the 3 little bears sitting on chairs? Here it is. The 3 little bears sitting on chairs. What a perfect match. All right. And 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens. Do you see the 2 little kittens? I see a pair of mittens hanging up next to the socks. And I see the kittens. Let's see if we have a match over here. Do you see socks and mittens? I see some red socks. Perfect. Perfect. And I see some mittens. Mittens keep your hands warm when it's cold outside. And let's see if we have 2 little kittens. There they are playing. Hi, kitties. I'm gonna put that one there and that one there. The kittens. And a little toy house and a young mouse. Let's see if we see the mouse. Do you see the mouse in the picture? I see the little mouse. I see it. There's our mouse. But I don't see the toy house, so let's look on this page. There's our toy house. Perfect. The toy house is there. And I have my toy house here. So we have 2 little kittens, a pair of mittens, and we have a little toy house and the young mouse. Okay, and these are all the props we have left. So let's see if we can find the rest. There was a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush. Let's see if we can find the comb and the brush. Do you see a brush? It's got a green handle. And I think this is it. This is our brush. And it matches here, our brush. Perfect. And we need a comb here to go with the comb in our picture. Perfect. And now we need our mush. It has a spoon inside of that. And I think this one is it. So we have our brush, comb, and our mush. Perfect. And a quiet old lady who was whispering, hush. Do you see the quiet old lady? There she is. She's whispering, hush. Hush, because it's time for nighttime. Perfect. Now we only have a few more left, friends. So we gotta work hard to see what else is left. Good night, room. Good night, room. Good night, old lady. Good night, socks. Good night, mittens. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, kittens. Good night, little mouse. Good night, mush. Good night, comb. Good night, brush. Good night, balloon. Good night, three little bears sitting in chairs. And good night, telephone. And I think we may have a prop over here. See the little boy in the bed? And do you see it here? So we're gonna put that over here. He's going to bed. And it matches our picture. Good job, guys. Now, friends, we only have a few more left. So let's go extra hard. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Everyone's going to bed. Good night, kittens. See the kittens? And good night, mittens. Good night, clocks. And good night, socks. Let's see if we have a picture that matches something over here in our book. Oh, we have a lamp and a clock. Let's see if we could find a clock and put it in our book. Do you see a clock? Perfect. There's our clock. Now, friends, we only have one more left. Let's see if we can see it. Do we see it here in the picture? Oh, I almost missed it. It's our lamp. Good night, lamp. And good night, clock. Let's see what else is going on in the book. Good night, little house. And good night, mouse. Good night, mouse. Good night, comb. And good night, brush. Do you see the comb and the brush? I'll see it right by the lamp. Good night, comb, and good night, brush. Good night, nobody. It's empty. No one's there. Good night, mush. And good night to the little old lady who was whispering, hush. Good night. Good night, kittens. Good night, clock. Good night, brush. Good night, comb. Good night, mush. Good night, little mouse. Good night, boy in the bed. Good night, telephone. Good night, three little bears sitting in chairs. And good night, stars. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night. Good night to noises everywhere. Good night, good night. Good night, everyone. The end. Thanks for reading my story with me. Subscribe and like and comment below.